Hello, fans of really good emails. It's Feedback Friday. We're starting a new segment where we take your emails and we talk a little bit about things that are awesome, things that could improve, and just generally give our opinions on the things that make a really good email. We hope you enjoy.
Well, hey, Matt Helbig.
How are you doing? Are you a big gamer, Matthew Smith?
No, but my sons are, and my daughter.
Okay.
So yeah, we're about to dig into some World of Warcraft, right?
Yeah, I'm excited.
How about you, man?
I'm a little bit of a gamer. I have a PlayStation.
Okay?
I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man recently, so it's been cool for me.
Oh, they just came out with a new one, right?
Yeah, I'm excited. But we're talking about World of Warcraft, the
Oh,
game that takes over your entire life, I believe.
well, so I'm a little bit weirded out by this character in here, but I suppose that's a normal character. Like if you're a World of Warcraft fan, like you know who this is, I guess, right?
Yeah, this is apparently, I don't know, the person that submitted this to us actually said that this is their character in the game and that
All right.
they did a live dynamic render in the email, which is pretty impressive.
Oh, sick. That's very cool. Okay. So right off the bat, I think there's a lot of interesting things about an email like this, like kind of an old school email in terms of kind of just what does email do, while being like unbelievably new school with creating personalized content where somehow on the server they've created an animated GIF that I'm guessing weighs in at like 10 megs or something.
It does look pretty heavy on
So it's probably like super big, which I would argue is probably a problem, but whatever. It's cool. I'm really like, I think
Yeah,
it fits the audience,
for
right?
sure.
So I think that's neat. One thing that's not great is the text here is an image when that could be dynamic, but not the worst thing in the world.
The user's first name, which is kind of cool that
Yep.
they're pulling it in. But yeah, if it was live text, that would be awesome too.
Yeah. So, right off the bat, I like that there's live text coming in here because a lot of emails don't have live text. So great job, World of Warcraft folks. I like, some of, these little brand moments. This is fun. That is a really, really freaking clear, CTA. I think that if I push it, the world is going to like change. I'm going to hear all kinds of crazy noises. It just feels fun. So it's very on brand. What happens at next is where I start having issue with this email. Is we already have this brand up front. Then we have whatever this font is, which feels honestly pretty out of brand, off brand. Sorry, for World of Warcraft. Then we have this font. 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 Now we have the other font above, but now it's bold and yellow and caps. Then we have this font, which I think might be the same as this font. Then we have this font. I mean, I've never seen so many fonts in one email.
Hey, if you got them, use them. I guess I don't know.
Right, I guess.
But you're right. There is a lot of text, and weirdly enough, maybe it's the screen, but it seems kind of small and hard to read a little bit too.
It does. So that's one critique I have for this. I'm guessing these buttons are amazing, but they aren't going to be flexible and bulletproof. So that's something to be aware of. Where like if you scale down the mobile, we'll look here in a minute and see what it looks like. But and then again we have another font down here below, and as we scroll, it feels like, oh shit, did you guys forget the footer? Yeah, don't worry, we'll just have somebody like whip it together real fast.
Exactly.
And I see that happen now and then, and I get it. Man, it's hard to think of all those little details and all those things. So, but this feels like kind of a last minute piece. But some of the things I really love about this email are, man, it just feels awesome. It feels like somebody spent a lot of time doing some cool stuff with this, doing some nice details. Like email often is the thing that gets left behind, right? Like in a big release on a big product, like, let's get some other people to do email. email. And somebody actually took some time and did something cool here. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. But the reason for me why it's not going to, make it into, the mobile, or sorry, into, really good emails is particularly because of like how small some of this gets. Like at sizes like this, it doesn't really scale.
Yeah.
I'm really thankful to see this live text again, but it's some of these things, and the amount of different fonts. What that does is it increases the cognitive load of the user, so that they're having to think through, like, okay, why is this different, etc. And somebody doesn't think about that kind of, at the front of their mind. It's like, okay, what's happening here? Versus when an email is just really succinct and clear and gets out of the way and just has as few differences visually as possible, man, it just really gets the job done quickly. So if I had to pull the trigger on like something I would change about this, I would reduce the number of differences between all the different fonts and different like colors and styles, and really try and focus in on something really straightforward. Even though these buttons aren't bulletproof, man, they're pretty hot and they scale relatively well on mobile. I would just make sure that you have good alt text. And probably look at this image. I mean, it is cool to see it animated, but I'm guessing it's a really large GIF, and I tend to think that a GIF shouldn't really be over 200K. So anyway, what about you, man?
Yeah, I think when you said too, someone spent a lot of time, I think there is some part that we see too in really good emails a lot where like it would look really good as a PSD or something like that. And then when you kind of start putting it in like the email client or looking it on mobile, some things kind of get lost. So yeah, it does kind of have like a pixel perfect sort of, view, like, view, I guess. But overall, yeah, I think there's some parts of it that maybe are on brand, but they on a specific device like mobile or something, maybe they don't translate as well. And then also kind of going back to your point too about maybe reducing some content and letting the landing page maybe sell it a little bit more. Maybe make like a bigger focus on whatever the promotion is. This like conversational sort of message can be successful, but people are probably just interested in this new game launch versus this kind of whole weird, message. I think it's an interesting marketing thing, but I think when people have a limited amount of attention, sometimes they like to just, learn the new, launch of the game and kind of move on, or go to the landing page and learn more there.
Right. Yeah, I tend to think the same. I am interested to know, kind of where things ended up for this email, and how they, were able to, like what metrics, what they learned, that kind of stuff. So always interested. If this is your email, definitely let us know. We'd love to learn more.
Yeah, we love, like this game feature section too, near the bottom. Like, yeah, that's great. We do love to see bullet points and things like that, but it's just becomes so much text where it's probably something someone's really not going to read everything. So
yeah, interesting. Cool. Any other thoughts, man?
That's it for me.
All right, cool. Well, really good emails, folks. We will see you on the next teardown.